Sandra Regini Santos Sena walks absolutely everywhere in the Brazilian megacity of Sao Paulo. That's because, for many residents in the neighborhood where she lives, public transportation represents an extravagance.
There
is the bus. The boss doesn't give the money for the bus, so we walk.
Sandra works 6 hours a day, 6 days a week as a domestic servant, doing household chores for a middle-class family that lives far from her own favela. But thanks to labour regulations introduced by the Workers' Party of President Dilma Rousseff, in today's Brazil, she's registered as a formal employee and so qualifies for the minimum wage.
Things have improved a lot, for me and for the other people. I feel that it's much better than before. At least now I'm working.
Improving the rights of workers has been one of several policy priorities that in recent years has helped reform Brazil's economy and reduce its world-famous wealth gap. Sandra's small family, like millions of others struggling to make ends meet here, receives a monthly payment as part of a government program called Bolsa Familia, the Family Fund. The payments, distributed at centres like this one in Sao Paulo, currently benefit almost a quarter of Brazil's population, but are still economically cost-effective.
It's 0.5% of GDP in Brazil. When you compare to some other programs, Bolsa Familia is actually pretty small.
Marx Lisboa previously headed economic policy at the Brazilian Ministry of Finance.
Bolsa Familia is very important to reduce the extreme poverty, but this huge drop in inequality is almost entirely due to the labor market.
Many more Brazilians do now work on the books, but some, like Sandra's husband Salvador, who sells these sausages called churrascos on the street, still participate in the so-called informal labour market. In a good month, he earns the equivalent of around $400 while Sandra's minimum wage as a maid nets the family the equivalent of $294. Then, after including $14 a month extra for 3-year-old Eduardo, Bolsa Familia payments add a further $45 to the family income.
It helps to pay the electricity bill, health insurance for my son. It helps to take him to the doctor, to do a medical examination.
But some critics of President Rousseff say Bolsa Familia is a vote-buying mechanism that's maintained to woo poor voters to her Workers' Party. And as Brazil's recessionary economy continues to contract, the program's popularity could prove useful at the polls.
You cannot show the economic numbers, you cannot show good economic perspectives, so the last resort in the political debate is to say, look what we have. We have the social policies, we have Bolsa Familia.
A Petrobras. No obtive.
Despite Brazil's increasingly polarized politics, both presidential candidates have promised public spending projects like Bolsa Familia will be preserved, proving that non-partisan policy decisions could make poverty here a thing of the past.